Hey Dom, this is Dave Decide. Today I have some very potentially exciting news involving J-Hope and Jimin at Lollapalooza. People believe Jimin might be performing as well with J-Hope, and it's a rumor, but I wanted to talk about it. I also wanted to get into a company talking about a collaboration that is exciting. So hater or not, make sure you subscribe with the notification bell on. Grab a dumpling, tea spilling mug merch, and let's get into it. There had been talk of a collaboration between Snickers and BTS for many years. This mostly came as a dream collaboration that ARMYs had for BTS. ARMYs always want BTS to be recognized among the most mainstream and famous brands, and this of course gives BTS a lot more exposure as well. Brands literally have the power to get your name out there, especially if they are a well-established brand that already has a cult following, and specifically a mainstream following. One of BTS's biggest American quote-unquote breaks that they were able to grab was their collaboration with McDonald's. The ads for the promotion of the BTS meal were everywhere, and it was awesome because even people who may not spend that much time online or anything like that, when they go up to the kiosk to order at McDonald's, they will see that there is something called the BTS meal and may even be curious to look up BTS. I thoroughly believe that when people have enough exposure to one certain thing, that they will eventually get used to that thing. In this case, Korean culture, and then this Korean culture can get assimilated into American culture. I think it definitely makes sense why someone who has never been exposed to a certain culture could be xenophobic, but we do live in 2022, in which case there's no excuse for it. We can get exposed to it. Of course, most people aren't going to do that themselves. So the extra exposure of Koreans in media will help. BTS, for one of their music videos, Fake Love, J-Hope is lying in a pile of Snickers. Of course, there is a story and many theories behind this. One of the theories as to why Snickers was because in the story, J-Hope's mom gives him a Snicker before she leaves. And so this is a visual representation of the candy being a lot more meaningful since it was the last moment he saw his mom. The interesting thing was that even around this time, when Snickers found out, they made sure to tweet out in support and were quite happy to be featured. I initially thought there was maybe a product placement or that BTS and Snickers were already working together, and maybe they were in some capacity. Like, I assume BTS got permission. You can't put a brand on camera or specifically on TV without permission of the brand. But this doesn't mean that Snickers and BTS were doing a campaign. BTS just needed some chocolate to go with their story, and obviously having a brand that is recognizable gives more impact to the story than a made-up brand that they could have done. Years later, into modern day, ARMYs found Snicker bars in the store, and they were purple and had BTS song names on them. And it's awesome because it's definitely more of an insider thing with ARMY. If you're not an ARMY or know nothing about BTS, you might think this is a cool design for the new Snickers bar, and it's purple. But obviously, if you are an ARMY, you know all of the songs. Snickers tweeted out several times in support of BTS, and it's so cool what they said. This social media person absolutely deserves a raise. They were replying to tweets saying who isn't a BTS fan when asked if they were. They also welcomed the BTS stans. And when someone asked if they made Snickers an ARMY, Snickers said it just happened. Now, this was back in 2021, and to see that it maybe took a while when Fake Love was released to maybe around this time in 2021, where they may or may not have been working on something with BTS. And now it's out and released. So definitely curious to know what you think about it, and if you have seen the purple bars in your local gas station or wherever you buy candy bars. It's so refreshing and fun to see all the endorsements they're getting, and yes, Queen, get that bag, make that money. ARMYs have been very excited about the various news and stories that have been coming out. A rumor that had been spreading is that Jimin is going to Lollapalooza to perform with J-Hope, which we won't know until it happens or doesn't happen. But this is a rumor, and I think we can get excited about it. And whether it happens or not, it will still be a great show. So if you don't know what is going on, it was reported by Dispatch that he was heading to the airport towards Chicago. Chicago is where Lollapalooza is happening and the solo J-Hope concert that is happening. If you want to watch or stream the concert, obviously you can watch it in person, but the tickets are probably sold out now. But you can also stream it on Hulu, so we can all definitely watch it. And the price for a Hulu subscription is definitely cheaper than buying the Lollapalooza ticket. Now, why do people think Jimin is going to Chicago for J-Hope? Because there's many reasons why he could be over there outside of meeting J-Hope, but people think this is because, for one, there was a live stream a little while ago where Jimin accidentally exposed J-Hope's solo concert, and most people thought it was just a joke, and honestly, if they had played it off as a joke, people wouldn't have thought much. But J-Hope's reaction gave it away. They were talking about going to a concert together, and Jimin was like, which concert? J-Hope's? And so people believe that Jimin is heading to Chicago at the very least to show support to J-Hope's show. J-Hope is performing a full set there. I think he mentioned like 16 to 17 songs, according to what he said during the J-Hope and IU interview. And And so at the very least, I wouldn't be surprised if there were photos or whatever that would leak of Jimin at the concert. Like, look who I ran into or whatever. I don't see why Jimin, if he was in Chicago to do something else, that he wouldn't stop by J-Hope's show. So that's a given to me that he will be there. People do think it's a bit of a coincidence that only Jimin flew out instead of the other members. And this is not to say that the other members don't support, they will likely be watching it online. But it doesn't make sense for Jimin to fly out from Korea to Chicago only to eventually go back and have to quarantine for him just to sit at a show. So this is just a conspiracy and a theory that we will eventually see what will happen. But there was another theory that was floating around which was a bit more interesting. People do believe, based on a report or previous interview, that J-Hope and Jimin will be performing together at the show to maybe debut a new song or something. It was asked during the BTS B era, and I believe this was during a Weverse interview. They asked J-Hope if there were any specific subunits that would occur in the album and if J-Hope could talk about the story behind it. J-Hope mentioned that Jimin and him actually did create a song that they ultimately did not put into the B album for some reason, but J-Hope really enjoyed working with Jimin to create the song, and it was a great experience. This was believed to be a subunit that could be more explored now. And it was interesting because in the interview, he didn't say that he was looking to delete or that they ultimately did not put the song on the album because it wasn't good enough or that he didn't like it. But J-Hope made it clear that he did like the song and would very much love to put it out, and specified fine-tuning the song so that it would be perfect and then put it out. So it is conspiracized, if you will, that this may be debuted during Lollapalooza. And obviously I can't confirm that because I don't know. But these theories do make sense, but keep in mind they are theories and there's no solid evidence. Solid evidence would definitely be the members saying it themselves. Either way, I am very excited to see the stream and concert and hear J-Hope's new sound live. Hearing a song live and also getting a feel of the energy will definitely be interesting and fun. I want to see how he will personalize the set and how he will make it very different from BTS, if that makes sense. He is definitely going for a much darker vibe, so I am wondering if he will go for a more punk rock looking type of set, or will he choose something that has always been him before and more colorful. And when ARMYs were preparing to go to the concert initially, they had organized a more colorful paraphernalia and merch, since ARMYs like to decorate the ARMY bombs and stuff. But after seeing the concept and music video for More, ARMYs had to redecorate completely. And I will definitely be reacting to some of the Lollapalooza J-Hope performances on my Patreon, so if you want to join me and fangirl together, I will link my Patreon below. But I'm definitely curious to hear your thoughts on everything. Do you think Jimin is simply going to just support J-Hope, as in he will be at the concert in the audience and then just cheering on? Or do you think he will have a part in the concert and it will be a new song that he and J-Hope are debuting? I would love to see J-Hope and Jimin subunit. There is also another possibility that Jimin would just be there to sing some of the J-Hope songs that require a vocalist. J-Hope has a great singing voice, but he is a rapper and a dancer and could potentially want someone like Jimin's amazing and unique vocals for a live performance. Jimin could perform equal sign with him. And lastly, what do you think about Snickers? When asked about if they were an ARMY, that it just happened and now they are officially an ARMY. And will you be buying the purple bars? I think it would be beautiful to have a collection of each bar and keep it to remember. Eat the bar, keep the wrapper, and wash it. Let me know what you think and make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thank you to this lovely comment right here. Love you. Bye.